Gary Neville looking for his first goal for Manchester United. What a time to get it!
Welcome back to the Worldwide Reds. Manchester United have drawn 1-1 at Old Trafford. What's going on, boys? A lot of questions going on. A lot of questions. Mate, Wolves came 12 straight defeats. Absolute shocking. All our progress from Newcastle went backwards tonight. The system changed. The energy disappeared. The second half problems returned. Wolves look comfortable at times and probably should have taken the points. Lamens made two great saves to keep us into the game. Yep. And, mate, where do we go from here? Honest to God, man, some of Ruben Amorim's subs are questionable again. It's just like one shit show after another. It's just like driving me fucking crazy, some of this shit that's going on. Seriously. I cannot put, for the life of me, work it out. How are we? I know it's disappointing. It's New Year's Eve here in Australia. So
great way to end the year, isn't it?
Yeah, mate. Seriously. Yeah, we got Devon on. How are you, buddy? You good? You just mentioned to me about his wife.
Hey guys, can you hear me well?
Right.
Yeah, I can hear you.
Yeah, we can just hear you, mate. It's about as good as the way United's going. How you going, Jordan? You haven't had much to say. Let me tell you, we've been chatting here for about 40 minutes.
Don't have much to say, mate. That was fucking abysmal.
It wasn't good at all.
There's nothing that even like our goal was a deflected shot. Sesko missed 3, 4, 5 fucking chances. Cunha takes too many touches. Like we went back to a 3 at the back against the bottom in the league. We get to 1-1 and we sub on Lenny Euro again. Like I just don't. Like it's just simple things. Like Diego Dallo was turning the ball over like he's never kicked the ball before in his life. His 1v1 defending is fucking. I don't get how he made it to this club and this level when he can't defend 1-on-1 from crosses.
Mate, you know what? It's more look. I always try and keep this what do you call it? This show nice. Try and keep it nice and positive, and then when I got to rip in, I rip in, right? But Diego Dalot today is probably one of the most experienced players that is on that pitch today, without a shadow of a doubt. Mm-hmm. And where this guy gets off thinking that he's some fucking Fonzie on the fucking pitch and thinks he can just sit there and cruise through a game and defend or jockey like he's never jockeyed before and just doesn't learn from nothing, man. He's got to realize that a cross coming in from his side is bad news.
Yeah.
From their goal, if he presses while he's just standing on the ball, makes him make the decision. Mm-hmm. Why are you allowing him to make the decision? I don't get it.
He stands a meter off him. Like he doesn't like. You can jockey all you want, but if you're standing too deep off them, they've still got too much space to do whatever they want.
I don't get it, man. I don't get why you want to allow the attacker to dictate that position there. I just don't get it. If it's not Yoro making that mistake on that side, it's fucking him.
Yeah.
I don't get it. It just drives me crazy.
I think they get scared. I think he gets scared with the pace of the game. So like he thinks that the wingers are just going to burn him. But just make it stand so they've got to turn back and play it. Like you don't have to dive in and win the ball. You just got to get close enough that if they do go to cross, you can put your leg across and block it. Luke Shaw did it 3 or 4 times where he just stands there, invites a cross, but he stands across him and it just hits him and he goes out for a corner. Like, it stops the cross coming in.
Mate, what do you call it? What's his name? Aiden Heaven done it in the game. He was in the same situation.
Yeah.
Same situation. And he didn't let him go past him. He dived in, made the tackle. Yep. Didn't get ripped. And he's the fucking one that gets taken off.
Oh.
It's absolutely mental. I don't know where we go. It's like Ruben Amorim is struggling. So the players struggle. Honestly, the substitutions that just blow my mind.
Yeah.
The substitutions just the halftime sub. As much as like through the game, Jordan, you thought Xerxes wasn't good through the game.
No, he wasn't.
But you know what? He scored the goal. I didn't think it was a necessary sub. I didn't think that sub was necessary.
I don't think you make that sub at halftime unless he's injured. I think that's a
Yeah.
sub that comes on in like the 70th minute or something. I think to have Fletcher come on at halftime, knowing that we've just conceded going into halftime, we're 1-1. Wolves are going to probably come out with a bit of confidence and stuff, and you're going to put a young kid out there. And it showed that he was a young kid today. It did. But again, it's not his fault at all. He's just got a lot of maturing to do in football and stuff, which he will. But I just thought that was a way to say go out there and play, but it kind of threw him under the bus in that game because we weren't in control. So when you bring young players into a team, you want to be controlling the game. You want to have 2 or 3 goals up. You want to be dominating possession so they can get on the ball. They can be confident. They don't have to worry about if I fuck up here, we're going to concede and we're going to lose the game. Do you know what I mean? And then eventually they start playing the games where it's 1-1, 1-0. You got to be careful with how you use him because if he had to come on in that second half and given away 2 goals just because he's young and inexperienced, that'll shatter him.
Yeah. I just, mate, for the life of me, look, I know people are calling for Ruben's head after this game, but that's the shit that that our fan base is like.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to crucify him. I don't want to say, I'm not going to say Ruben's out because I'll support him. But those subs, man, they're just fucking, look, I know he hasn't got much coming off the bench.
Oh, mate, but it's fucking more than what he's given us. There's just, I don't know, man. Like, did you really think Sesko was going to score today?
Mate, Sesko had 3 clean headers today. 3 clean headers. And he can't generate power from his header. I don't get it. The ball's on a platter for him. And I just don't think, I know you've been calling it from the start that that Sesko just hasn't got it to score the easy goals. And me personally today, as a 70 million pound striker, he should be scoring those. Are we losing anything? Are we gaining anything with him compared to Hoyland? I don't think we are.
No, even when he runs with the ball, like there was a moment where I nearly put into our group chat, he looks like a giraffe on ice skates because he got the ball and he turned and he went to take one touch and his touches are so big because his legs are so long, but he just gets bodied out of it. Like he's got all this size, but he's not strong. Like he had one moment in the first half where the ball got played down the channel and he stopped it on the goal line, turned back and come back in and they had a shot into the far bottom corner. Like, I know we're comparing strikers in the world, but like probably Ollie Watkins scores that chance when he comes back inside. Like, playing for Villa. Like, you know, Haaland would score that. João Pedro at Chelsea probably buries that too, but it's like he doesn't bury that. But then you go back to the week before we played Newcastle and he has this left foot shot out of nowhere that hits the crossbar.
Yeah.
He's just a moment striker, which I just thought he wasn't. I didn't think he was up to it today. I don't think he should have even. I would have subbed him, and like the 80th minute or something, I would have taken him out because he was not even looking like scoring.
Yeah. Welcome back, Devon. We're just talking about we're talking about
right.
We're just talking about
Wi-Fi Manchester United because right at the crunch moment he decides to shit the bed, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a tough one. Look, I'm not sitting here riding off Sesko, but you got to take those chances. You got to take those chances. Yeah,
I counted 5. I counted at least 5 chances where he should have put the ball in the back of the net.
Yeah. The thing with him though is he's coming to a club where we've been calling out for a striker that's going to score goals. Like we had Hoyland. We haven't really had that pure striker since probably Van Persie, to be honest, as someone who's just going to hit the net every time he shoots.
Yeah, we had 2 others.
We had Cavani and Ronaldo, but they were both Greenwood. Yeah, but Ibra wasn't like they're the type of players like Cavani and Ronaldo. They're like short-term players where we want someone that's going to be there for the next 8 to 10 years, just breaking records for us. And I think a lot of people thought Sesko was going to be a player like that. He's young. He's got a big price tag. People probably look him up on YouTube and see his highlights. But he scores 1 in 10 shots.
Yeah, not good enough.
No, it's not. He's got 2 Premier League goals this season.
I've got Dino in the comments. He's at Bunnings, so we're going live from Gold Coast Bunnings here. What do you call it? He's saying, and I will call him out here. We have touched on Cunha at the start of the show, but Cunha for me is terrible. Honestly, I don't know where he think. Okay, he's Brazilian. I get the Brazilian flair and everything like that. I get it, but mate, release the fucking ball, man. Release the ball. You can't hold on the ball for so long. Fucking just move the ball and go into space. You're going to get it back.
Stop diving. Stop diving.
It's
Just play.
It's almost like he's regressing back to when he was at Wolves, when he pretty much had to do it all. And so then you sit back and you realize that we have a bunch of our attacking squad out for injuries or AFCON. And so it's almost like he's thinking, I have to do everything myself, which is the same issue that we had not too long ago with Bruno. And so it's like you have to realize you don't have to do everything.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And then when you do lose the ball, get up. I'm sick of him laying on the ground. I can't stand that in football. I understand the side of it where you want to win fouls and move the team up the field. And sometimes it's easy to get a cheap foul and play with the ball from a free kick. But when he doesn't get it, and he does go to the ground quite a lot without even contact. There was a couple of fouls he got today, which I thought he didn't even get touched. But then some of them, he's thrown his arms up on the ground and stuff. And I'm like, just get up and chase that ball, man. I don't want to see that. You're not changing any decision. Just get up and play to the whistle.
I think the refereeing was absolutely totally shit as well, to be honest with you. Like, we're getting fair. It was the same refereeing as last week. We are getting hit hard. He's let too much go in this game. And there's fouls on probably both sides that should have been given, and he's just let it go.
Yeah. But I thought he was consistent with letting it go, though, today. As much as I thought he was bad, I thought he actually I thought Martinez had a couple where he gave away a foul. And I think Casemiro had one where he's grabbed that João Gomez and pulled him back and towed the ball away, and the ref just played on.
I thought Shaw should have been booked for the one where the Wolves player got booked instead for saying the yellow. But I first thought, yeah, that's a yellow. And then it was a bit weird seeing him pull the yellow for the Wolves player instead. But he was consistent with inconsistent calls for both teams, so I can't really say much.
Yep.
I've got Dino here. He said Storgu sums up the best game. Last game, worst game today. All you want is players inconsistency, just like the ref. I couldn't disagree more, Dino. I actually thought Dorgu was all right. I thought he was okay. Maybe I'm wrong, but I thought he was okay. I thought he was trying. I thought he was trying to get in good positions. Crossing, yeah, that's standard for him. I think Luke Shaw probably needs to put more crosses in, to be honest with you, because it comes from a little deeper. Every time he put a cross in, I thought it was quality. But I think Dorgu's trying to get forward, and I didn't think his passing was too bad. But I thought there was worse players than Dorgu out there, that's for sure. I don't know. Obviously, we look at the game differently. Everyone looks at it differently. And I suppose that's what makes the chat good. But I don't think he was that bad. Yeah. I don't
think he was that bad either. I thought there was probably 5 or 6 players I'd say were worse than him out there today. Comfortably.
Yeah, definitely. I'm more, for me, today's game, I think the effort was there. I just think our team looked lost so many times out there. They just, every time they pressed that front third, was just, we had some chances, but then because we were pushing so much, we just panic. We get open, second half, and then turns to shit again. It's just like, fuck. It's just, I do not understand. Week after week after week, we sort of have some consistency in the first half. Back into the first half, it just drops off. We cop another goal. And then second half comes out. System gets changed to a back 3 again. Mate, I'm going to say it here. It's the fucking manager. What's he say to him at halftime? I don't know what he says to him at halftime, but it can't be a mindset where They turn up in the first half, and then the second half, the mindset just goes out the door. I don't know what they're feeding them at fucking half time, honestly, or what the speech is at half time.
I need the manager. My biggest criticism of the manager now is he is going to die on this sword of this friggin' 3-4-3 formation that he's obsessed with making work. You showed Newcastle what happens when you change it up, and we defeated that side. We come to this one coming to this match on 2 points, and you decide to go back to a system that we know has had issues when you just had a system that worked before, and you see the results.
Mhm.
If it's not broken, why do you try and fix it? That's all there is to it. And so I don't know what else to say, but the longer he tries to stick with this, it's the more and more in jeopardy his job could be.
Yeah. Well, you think about this too, is we've picked up 3 points out of 12 at home against West Ham, Everton, Bournemouth, and Wolves now. 3 points out of a possible 12 at home against those 4 teams.
Yeah. Look, I've
Pretty
dealt with a
appalling.
lot of coaches. I've dealt with a lot of coaches like over the years, and I see where I've seen coaches like Ruben Amorim where they know so much about the game, they don't understand just the basics of the game, if you know what I mean. Like
They
they
complicate
try
it.
and overcomplicate games. I don't understand it, right? Whether it's amateur level, professional level. I look at the game for what it is, okay? And I'm not saying I'm a better coach than Ruben Amorim, by no means. But managers try and overcomplicate the game when they know so much about the game. I see it every season at all levels. They get in there, they think something's not working for 5 minutes, so they've got to fucking change it up. Yet they don't look at the game for what it is. The spell in the game where, in this game, Wolves would started to dictate the midfield again. So then we start going making subs. We bring Jack Fletcher in, which I don't think we needed to. We copped a goal, so all of a sudden, let's go and fucking make a sub. It's mental. Just, okay, we copped the goal off a corner, but it wasn't through general play. I just let it go for the first 5-10 minutes in the second half and see how it turns out. But all of a sudden, we've got to go back to back three. We've got to change it up just because for the sake of it. And it just fucking drives me crazy.
Yeah, I thought Xerxes was shocking, to be honest. I thought everyone will sit there and say he got a goal.
You know,
That left-footed shot was going nowhere near the goal to start with. And then it gets deflected in. And then the header off their corner, he is so flat-footed and late to react to it. He's ended up flicking the ball on for them. That's the one thing you don't want to do in a corner, is flick the ball on.
you know, it's almost like his head is already out of Manchester United, because I think it's Roma that is in for him.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to happen in the January window. And it's almost like he's playing timid, like he does not want to get injured either ahead of that move, or if somehow he has a chance of making it into the Dutch squad for the World Cup. I don't know, but it's like his head is not completely there.
Yeah.
And when you know that you're on your way out, when you know that you're on your way, and the manager knows it, why would you even think to bring him in?
Yeah, exactly. It's just, you just may as well have a traffic cone out there. And I don't mean to be rude, because I think he's probably got a good attitude around the club, and he seems like a nice guy and that. But since the day he came in, I never thought he would be a quality player for us, because he doesn't have the pace to keep up with the game in England.
To be fair on that one, the player that I thought that he would be like, I thought he would be like a Berbatov, because he is a very technically gifted, but it's the lack of pace that is the issue. However, the difference between him and Berbatov is Berbatov could see 2 passes ahead where the ball was going to be.
Correct.
So that's the biggest difference in all. He is not. he's not fast enough for this league to play the way that he wants to play. I'm sure he'll go to Italy and be fine because they don't play at the same
Yeah.
pace, and that's
That's
okay.
why it was so good for Bologna
But-
before he came over here.
Yes,
I've
but
got here.
I'm sure the press will have a field day with that, where they say, "Oh, you leave Manchester United." I said, "Now you're better," but whatever.
Yeah.
I've got Dino here. So Jordan said at the start, Sesko had 5 great chances. It's his fault. Now it's Ruben's fault. But if Sesko had scored, we wouldn't be saying anything. It's all over the place. Your point at the end there is it's all over the place. We're not just saying Sesko. Like when Sesko ripped that player down that left-hand side, I'm calling he's playing like Berbatov. And I'm not just saying if he does score, he scores. But I'm trying to put it together as a whole. I'm not putting it just on Sesko, or we're not just putting it on Sesko, and we're not just putting it on Ruben. We're putting it together as a whole, where it goes wrong. We're not picking out players, but the conversation has to be on certain players where it goes wrong. If you don't think Sesko should score those goals, there's something wrong. If you think Ruben Amorim's subs are correct, I don't think that's right. I just think he's making it at the wrong time.
Based on what Dean's just said, then, if Sesko had scored 1 or 2 of those and we won 2-1 or 3-1, we'd be happy with that performance. No, not at all. I wouldn't be. There's not a
I would
chance in the world.
argue that we lost the field against a side that didn't have a single win in the Premier League, but yeah.
You'd be happier because you get the win.
Just because
we would be talking about
the
Sesko
manager
as much,
wants to make this. We'd probably be here saying that we're relieved to get the 3 points, but against a more quality side, we would have lost.
Yes, exactly that. So we're breaking down each stage of the game.
The thing I love about Dino, and I wish he was on here, he's counteracted with, no, but he's saying that Ruben Amorim's tactics work if he puts the goals away. And you are right. You are right in saying that too. So, again, it's poor
No. No. Because you win does not mean the tactics are right. You have to shut out an opponent in a game, correct? So if you win a 5-4 game, are you saying your tactics are right for that game even though you conceded 4 goals? There's so many aspects of football. It's not just about scoring goals.
Well, that's my point was with the 4-4 the other week.
Yeah, that's what my point was as well. Like it's all good having this great, exciting game, having a 4-4 draw, but you've conceded 4 goals at home. Therefore, your tactics aren't right to win the football match.
It goes into again where Amorim with this formation is trying to fit a square peg into a round hole.
Mm-hmm.
And you think about the last match right now against the Newcastle side. Yes, it took a wonder strike to win it. Fine. I will argue that as well all day long. But that midfield was way better than the one that we faced today. But we made their midfield second half look like a prime Barcelona side with Xavi and Iniesta. And that's the frustrating part. So we could have barely squeaked by with this game. And the way I look at this is we are at home against a side who is more than likely going to set the Premier League record for lowest points total. This should have been a confidence booster game to get everything working right. And that's not what happened. So even like I was, with all due respect to Wolves and the players because they were in the Premier League, I was expecting at least 3 goals today.
But they had 6 players out today. Their team changed. Their team had 6 players pulled out of the team. Well, what do you call it? The manager made 6 changes.
6 changes.
Yeah. I've got from Tom here. Tom's gone, tactics v quality is another debate. A tactic can look a lot different when someone doesn't execute something. And this was your point, Jordan.
Well, and then you look at the changes that he made in addition to that. I mean, I'm looking at the bench and trying to figure out, do you all think Lacey should have come on?
100% Shea Lacey should have come on. I called that. Here we go. We've got Dino on. I'm glad he's come on. He's there while he's driving. Fuck.
Oh, God.
Shit, man. Don't get booked.
I'm sure this is completely legal right now, right?
Let him speak.
Completely legal.
I'm not saying the tactics are right as in the whole game plan is right. I'm just saying like we're jumping from, Sesko creating chances and then You know, it's Ruben's tactics that are doing this and that. The whole team was terrible.
Yeah.
So you can't critique one thing like, you know, the subs. Okay, we've been crying out that Jack Fletcher gets on earlier. So he brings him on for Xerxes, who had the worst game. I don't care that he kicked a goal that was aiming for the corner flag.
Thank God
It
someone
could have
else
been
has
an
said it.
own goal.
Agreed.
It was an own
Thank
goal.
God someone else has
So,
said it.
You know, and then he brings Mantato on and players like that, and now we're still complaining that he didn't bring Shea Lacey on. Like, there's only so much you can do in a football game. The players were terrible today, and the manager
Yeah.
does have to take blame for that as well. But at the end of the day, it's the players. The players were terrible. And what I was saying about Dorgu was he had a great game last game, and he's had an okay game this game. All you want from players is consistency. 7, 8 style games, right? Not 10 out of 10, then 2 out of 10 the next game.
Yeah, fair.
That's all I'm getting at. I'm not saying that Dorgu was our worst player. I'm saying all you want is consistency, and we just don't have it.
Yeah, I agree.
That's the
I agree. The only
one
thing that I'd say is the reason. I thought what your point was, where you're saying that if Sesko was to score, we'd be sitting here going, Amorim got it right today. And I don't think either way.
no.
I don't think
That's how I took
like
it as well.
so you go back to the Newcastle game and how well we played with a 4-2-3-1.
Yeah.
Like the players probably got confidence playing in that formation last week and beating Newcastle. And then when we actually switched it back to a 3 at the back, Newcastle started coming at us again and again. And it's like, could he not stick with the 4-2-3-1? Like the 4-3-3?
To be honest, I was surprised they didn't start Dorgu on the right-hand side again because
Yeah.
he did have his best game there. But,
Yeah.
you know, us internet coaches are all going to have our own opinion. And at the end of the day, he sees what happens each day in training.
Internet coach. I'll put
You
that
know
on
what I
my
mean? Like,
resume.
it's like, you know, like people criticised him for subbing Casemiro off after 60 minutes last game, right?
Yeah.
Today proves why he does that, because Casemiro in that last half an hour was an
Exactly
A-League
what Adam
player
said.
at best. Was an A-League player at best. I'm telling you, like, he was shocking.
Mm-hmm.
I actually made the call that today's game was like an NPL 1 game. Under 20s,
like,
that is. It was just
singling Casemiro.
hit and miss.
Singling Casemiro out, you could single every single player out. Like, there was so many opportunities for them to get the ball to Sesko first touch, and Dorgu, Casemiro, and the likes would just look around. And I'm not sure if it's an instruction, but do you find that Jack Fletcher plays more defensively, like wants to always kick the ball backwards?
Yeah, we also keep the ball.
100%. But I think he does that in the youth games as well, Dino. When we
does.
watch that, he does that a lot in the youth games, and he does that like
But that's not
even
what we
when
need.
they're up 5-0. He'll do
We don't
That's
that.
need
not
it.
what we needed.
Yeah.
But you look at that Mane kid for Wolves, mate. He was head and shoulders above any youth player that came on today.
Oh yeah, he was quick too, and he was lively.
Yeah. So we can sit here and say give the youth a chance and all that, but unless they're ready, I don't want to see him in the team. That's my.
This is what I said to Dave. So this is what I said to Adam before we jumped on the pod, and I don't want to say this and people take it the wrong way. From today's game, like watching young Fletcher out there, he was miles off the speed and the physicality of the game. I think he might need to go on
100%.
loan, go and play in a third division in the English football, and just get the shit kicked out of him for 6 months and learn to how to use your body, get a bit stronger. Technically, he seemed really good, but I don't. In a game like that, where it's a bit of a dogfight game, bringing on someone of that age in that position, I think like Aiden Heaven got absolutely bodied for their goal. He got bullied. He got picked up and pushed over, and then they just scored.
Yeah.
Like it was nothing.
Even their striker, when he headed the ball across the bar, he stood over Heaven, pushed him down, raged. And you know, that's the thing with young players. You're going to get them playing good games, and you're going to get them bad games. The problem that we have at the moment is that our experienced players aren't playing well. So you can put a youth player in if the team's playing well, like Arsenal did with their young players. You know, the top of the league, they're playing well, they throw one in. But we're throwing players in because we literally have nothing else, and that's the issue.
And the other issue that I have when it comes to our youth players, if I start calling out names now, Zidane Iqbal, for example, Hannibal. You look at these.
Hannibal, love him. When
he's not giving away bonehead red cards or penalties, but anyway, You look at these players that are hyped up so well. They move on to another club, and you hardly hear a word about it. It's like you're getting in these players' heads. You're going to think that they are God's greatest thing to earth. And it's just like, I don't understand it. Where it's like you work so hard, but you're just not good enough. But you have the hype. The yes men around you make you believe that you're better than you actually are. And so it's a shame. But then you have the ones who do break into the first team, and then it's like they stop doing the things that got them there in the first place because they think that they've made it, and they're automatically entitled into a starting 11 spot just because they went through the academy. And so you got to have that right balance. The other issue that I have with this is, if you remember back from Sir Alex days, this is where he would use back then the League Cup and the FA Cup as a way to get the youth players minutes and to get them that first team experience. Unfortunately, all we have is the FA Cup, and if I remember correctly, we have a tough first match against Brighton. So I don't even know if that could work now. So it's hard. It's hard, and it's just, sorry guys, you're gonna have to suck it up for this one.
Yeah, I think bringing them into a squad that's like, if you had a Bruno playing well, if you had Sesko hitting the net, if you had Cunha on fire and Buemo, Casemiro playing well, you had your De Ligt, your Martinez, and your back line. Like, you've got like experienced, aged players that can do well around them to help them. Does that make sense? I feel like a lot of the young players aren't getting instructions out there, which is very difficult.
The other problem that we've had lately is, and this is for a few seasons, where the second that a youth player comes on and shows any glimmer of positivity or whatever, it's like all the pressure of the club now goes onto that player. Versus when you should have, like, okay, you have the senior players around, put their arm around them, guide them along the way. But no, as soon as they show any glimmer of positivity, everything is now thrown onto them, and it's not fair to the youth players on that one either. Yeah.
Well, even just to go off topic now, but one shout out I want to give today was fucking our goalkeeper. My God.
Again. Yep.
God, it feels good to have him in the goal.
People are trying to fault him, saying he could have done better for the goal. I'm like, no, he could not have.
Nah.
No way, man.
Yeah. There's people that were trying to fault him for that. I'm like, explain to me how. Explain to me how.
Yeah,
there was one there where he went right down to the bottom right. Was it? Yeah, bottom left. He's bottom left. Mate, and that was in the first half. It was in the first half.
Yeah.
And mate, that was late reaction. You got down to it.
Yes.
Mate, yeah, absolutely. If anyone out there is saying he should have done better on that goal, fucking turn your phone off. Go headbutt a wall or something, man.
Yeah, that's a waste.
Just in the top half of the table. He's made another foot save, which was, again, there was so many players in front of him. Mm-hmm. And then and then he's had to make a double save because he's nearly parried it back into his own goal through reaction, and then he's palmed it out. Like,
I don't think that double save gets enough credit when you think of the pace of the Wolves players running in.
Yes.
Oh, my God, mate.
I would be shitting myself if I was me.
Mate, it's just that reaction time. I actually, to be honest with you, I spoke about his reaction time a few weeks ago. And that save, that's De Gea-esque, that one.
Yeah.
That is De Gea-esque,
yeah.
Right? And there's not to. So this is where, I love goalkeeping and everything like that. One thing De Gea never had in his game was coming to claim a ball.
Yeah.
Over the past 2 weeks, Le Mans has saved our asses under pressure at the back end of the game, okay? And then today, he saved our ass at the back end of the game again.
Correct.
And he's only had to make one save in the first half. The second half, he had to do stuff all. And then at the back end of the game, he saved our ass again. Now, through that draw, if he's not man of the match for United today, and I know we do fan votes to give our man of the matches, our fan base is an absolute fucking fraud if he doesn't get the man of the match for today's game. Because, mate, the concentration levels that you need at the back end of the game for a goalkeeper is absolutely beyond any player on that pitch. to keep us at that top half of the ladder.
So it's I guess you can consider him a youth player because he's 23, but it's another one of those where it's like, I want to give him his praises. I really do. But at the same time, I still want him to be grounded, to keep on improving and working on it. And he does not strike me as the one who cares like too much about all that fame letting it get to his head from what I've seen so far. But it's still, I have that worry just because of what I've seen lately with our youth. But I hate giving a man of the match in a match where I feel like we dropped 2 points. But yes, he was the only bright point for me.
Yeah. He's the only one that I'd say come off the field actually going, I did my job today.
He's the only one that did his job today because he saved their ass. He did his job.
That's right? What I mean. But he's the only one.
He's done his job. That's it. Like, what people don't understand is his job is to keep the ball out of the net, right? In critical situations. And this is where I always talk about comparing futsal to outdoor. In futsal, if you don't have a keeper as good as the players, it'll cost you a game. Today was that situation. And last week and the week before. If we don't have a keeper that keeps us in a game, you might as well just throw it out the door. And Onana was one of those players. And I don't care whether you think his stats are exactly the same as Onana. There's a huge difference between Onana and Lamont.
And this is where every time I come on shows, I bring this up. This very topic that you're speaking about when it comes to goalkeepers. A goalkeeper's number one job is to keep the ball out the back of the nets. I don't care about their footwork. I don't care about their distribution and all this stuff too. Shout out to Manuel Neuer, sweeper keeper, great at it. But the problem is not every goalkeeper needs to be Manuel Neuer. And people started putting this emphasis more on distribution rather than saves and all this stuff too, aka Onana. And he comes to United, doesn't even have the distribution down properly. And then we see now he's in discussion with Taibbi for the worst ever United goalkeeper. And so it's nice to have this keeper who can come in, who can just do the basics correct and also claim across under pressure.
Yeah, the stats I think are a bit ridiculous when they try and compare like Onana and Lamont because they're sitting there going, this is how many goals we conceded in the first 4 games or whatever it might be.
How many crosses were claimed?
Break down.
Why is that
how many errors that have led to goals from the goalkeeper? Just break that down, and you're going to see that none of the goals that we've actually conceded really are Lamont's fault. They're just most of the goals we conceded, Onana could have done better.
That's it. That's it.
I've got a couple of comments here, and I'll do the comments first, and then I'll have a word. I also had a bad feeling we would drop points. Wolves aren't as bad as the league table suggests. They've gave Arsenal at the Emirates and Liverpool at Anfield a very difficult game.
Yeah, I can see that because even their manager brought it up that they play well, but they always find a tendency to shoot themselves in the foot. And actually, it's funny that that's brought up because that nearly happened today with that near own goal.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
Come to think about that, yeah.
We had no solutions on the bench. Just hopefully the youths clicked on as subs. Look at our lineup again. We shouldn't be surprised today happened. Besides the AFCON boys, we're missing our best attack. Yeah. Look, going back to the first one, before the game started, I was listening to everyone talk about we should win this game 3 or 4-0. You know, we should be doing this. I wasn't surprised. I actually said to Tony, who comes around and watches the game with me, I said to him, this isn't going to be an easy game. We've got the bench is the bench. We had what? Martinez, what's his name?
We had Euro. We had
Euro. No,
Malacia.
what's his name? Malacia. He's 26 years old, man. Besides him and Bud Deer, the rest were all 18, 19 years old and from our under 21s and 18 squad. So, look, I'm not surprised by it. I'm just more disappointed about the way the game was managed as a whole by everyone. That's my biggest disappointment about the whole thing. Should I be surprised by that? No, I shouldn't. No, I'm not. So, and when we scored, when Dorgu scored that goal, I celebrated hard. but it was offside, right?
I did too.
Well, I shouldn't be like it's every single game I go into.
A celebration of relief than anything else.
That's it. That's right.
I didn't even celebrate it. I started feeling straight away it was offside. That's why I was like, "Fuck, he's offside." As soon as he hit the ball, I was like, "He's offside."
Mate.
I was like,
Look, it was good. It's good to see Martino make his debut, which is always good. And I think a lot of people, if you look at history of Manchester United, a lot of players that do make their debut do lose their first game. Or no, we didn't lose. We drew. They drew. So if you go back in history, Brian Robson lost his first game for United, and a lot of them do. I collect debut games, and let me tell you, most of them are losses. So it's good to see him on. You know, good to try and bring a bit of a positive to the pod. But yeah, I got to definitely frustrated. These guys play football all their life and cannot figure out how to attack or string passes or pass or move. A problem since Fergie left. Don't worry, it happened with Fergie as well. Far out. It happened in Fergie time. I used to see Paul Scholes turn the ball over a lot, you know, and even before that, we had 6 years of it. You know, United didn't win the league every year.
It was not until we brought in a certain king that we started that we won.
Mate, seriously, so those comments do me head. It wasn't all peaches, mate, when Fergie was playing. It's just that there was a few of them we just got over the line on the last day and things like that. We did lose on the last day at times. And, mate, those types of comments kill me. And I appreciate everyone in the chat and everything like that. But I don't know. It's just like it's nothing new for United to win games 2-1 or draw games to shit teams and
got points here and there.
Yeah, it's nothing new.
I think the problem is though people just see this like back in the 2000s and whatnot. No one was getting 90 points in a season, right? No one was getting 80. Like you're winning the league on nearly 70, 75 points.
Yeah.
Sometimes you push at 80. But now you've got like the clubs like, say, Man City, for example, who have gone and got 100 points, and then they've backed it up with 98, and then they've backed it up with 92. And it's just like, you can't expect to be that when you haven't had 115 charges against your club either. Do you know what I mean? So like people were saying back then we used to be so dominant, we used to win everything, but we didn't. We'd lose 5 or 6, 7 games in a season. But the league was so tight and congested, you could get away with that and winning the league.
Go back to the year of the treble, man. We lost the start of that season, man. I think we lost 4 in a row or something like that. And mate, it was.
But you do that now, and people say, like, say for example, if the start of the season with if Man City lost 4 in a row, they'd go, "Oh, they're out of the title race."
They did it. They did it with Liverpool this season already.
Yeah,
and they were
rolling back.
They were on the trot or something like that, and people thought they were going to run
rolling back.
Yeah.
But the year, what was it, 1995? I actually just bought the match ticket today when we played Aston Villa. I think it was Beckham's Premier League debut, I think it was. Beckham's first goal for United.
First goal, wasn't it? Yeah.
First goal. And we lost that game 3-1, where they came out in the media and said, you can't win anything with youth. You can't win anything with kids. Yeah, same. There's no change.
Alan Hansen, idiots. Yeah.
Well, mate, I saw something. I was doing a bit of research on George Best over the last couple of days just to try and get a bit more of an insight. When he was 22 years old, he won the 1968 European Cup. When they won that European Cup, they all went back to training, and all they were talking about was not George Best because he was only 22. But Bobby Charlton and all the senior crew in that squad were all talking about, we've achieved what we wanted to achieve. And in the back of George Best's head, he's going, we should be continuing with this.
Yeah.
And if you look at from the time George Best, they won that European Cup, they didn't win anything except the FA Cup in the 70s and stuff like that. They became a cup side, and through George Best's head at a 22-year-old, he's thinking they've already given up on every other season after that. And he's wondering what direction the club's going in that time. And you know what? We talk about our senior players now, And we talk about it's no different from the 60s all the way to now. Clubs go through this type of period. And it's interesting to hear, and this was back in 1983 when George Best came to Australia and played for a Perth team. And this is an interview that he had in Australia. He's bringing out things like that. You know, like, so, you know what? Do your history. And I talk about this all the time. Look back. Nothing's changed for United since day dot. This happens all the time. And as much as we've got social media and everything like that now, and it's probably
that's a problem, though.
It is a problem. And a lot of people, obviously, we've got an opinion. We love a YouTube. We love a chat. I love doing YouTube, and I love having a chat online because I love connecting with people. And Manchester United's my passion. But please, people, look back, do some research. Nothing's changed over Manchester United history. We talk about the Manchester United way. This is a perfect example.
But it's even just football, right? Like people, it's a bit off topic, but clubs go through like eras of like, I wouldn't say dominance, but being contenders every year. And it's just a cycle. You've got to rebuild your club. Like you look at Liverpool before Jurgen Klopp came. They were 8th, 9th every year, 7th maybe on a good season.
They almost went into administration before he came.
Yeah. Then Brendan Rodgers came in and they signed Luis Suarez and they had a player that could actually bring them like single-handedly nearly a league title until their super captain slips over. And but it goes back to saying like until they were 30-something years without a league title.
Yeah. Well, so did United now.
Yeah, that's what I mean, but that's what I'm saying. It's every club has this type of thing.
Yeah. Here, I got a very, very good one from Dean Orin 7. You have to be brave in games like today. With 10 minutes to go at home, you need to go overload their box. Mourinho ended up doing the same thing, playing games where the goal was just don't lose. Fearful tactics lead to fearful performances. And, mate, I could not agree more.
I agree.
Tony and I actually spoke about this. You got to be brave at the end of games.
Yeah.
And there was one time there in that game where Yoro went forward and he got down to beside our 18-yard box. And we didn't turn the ball over. We kept the ball. And it was like he went back into reverse because all he was worried about was defensively.
Yep.
And the first thing I saw was that. I still remember Fergie, and I don't like comparing eras because I just spoke about that. But Fergie always spoke about if a player goes forward, you never want them to turn back. And that you continually see that consistently with this game, with our team. Nothing more pisses me off in the game.
Ball retention. The biggest thing in football now is possession and stats. Like that's all people care about is how to dominate the ball. You don't win a game unless the ball goes in the fucking back of the net. It's as simple as that. It's the most simple sport when you break it down on how to win and lose. Stop them scoring, you score. You get 3 points. That's all it is.
I hate the possession argument so much. I mean, I guess it was a old Chilean coach who summed it up best, where it's like you could be in a bar chatting up a girl all night long. It doesn't matter what you do if you have possession of her that whole time, but then a guy comes in, says 3 words to her, walks out with her.
Yeah.
You're going to argue, oh, that doesn't matter because you had possession most of the night.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it.
That's a cracker. That is a cracker. We're cutting that.
It's the same logic with this.
That's unreal.
Argument.
Yeah.
That's unreal. I love that. But no, back to that guy's point, the comment. I agree 100%. To win a game, you've got to have, like, there's got to be, if you're going to push on to win a game, there's always going to be a chance you're going to actually lose the game. But you got to want to win the game more than you got to be scared of losing a game. Does that make sense? You got to want to win more than you're going to want to lose.
You bring up, like, you brought up Fergie. Fergie said that beforehand, that if a game is close like that, if you go on and lose it, he wouldn't mind it because you went for it. You took the risk.
Yeah.
You win some, you lose some. More often than not, we won it. But there were some that it didn't work. Okay, fine. You fix it up later. But as long as you made the effort to actually go for it, fine. He could live with that, he would say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got Tom in the comments too. Tom goes, agree, but it usually United pushing where you can't afford to be brave. However, Wolves were more likely to score. If we went for it, let's be honest, only one team was scoring. Geez, I hate when you're right, Tom. Actually, I don't hate when you're right. You just make a lot of sense all the time. And thank you for always being on this channel.
Well, he's right. Like
he's
said
right,
before,
100%, man.
I thought with 10 minutes to go, I thought if anyone's going to score, it's going to be them. But I don't think we've got that killer instinct. Like I don't think we've got anything up front that is.
The only one
I don't
that
think teams are scared to like.
the only one that
play
does is
our front line.
He's trying to do everything himself. That's the problem.
Here he is.
Yeah.
Welcome,
yeah.
Yoni. Glad to have you on, buddy. Happy
I
New
needed some
Year.
time to recover, because I just wanted to point out that we were so shit that second half, and there was zero urgency. I don't know if you've said it or not, but like between the 65th minute and 85th minute when we 1-1 at home against Wolves, and we're just like passing it sideways, letting them do whatever, no urgency, not trying to get in the box and all. It was horrendous. Like it was actually horrendous. I don't mind the subs as much as maybe other people have. It's actually just the way we played. Like that was the problem. It's not the subs. Like I don't mind putting a young kid in and, he tries his best. Whether he succeeds or not is another thing. But, I'd rather have the young kids there. But it's just we played so shit. And that was an Amorim thing. Like that, like we set up boring.
We set up. I agree. I don't think anyone even fucking. I can't say they even wanted it out there, but I felt like that.
Does anybody know if we're going to have any of our injured players back for Leeds?
Before this game, he said that they're definitely not back for the Wolves games, but maybe a couple will be back for the Leeds game. But then he actually made it sound like it was maybe going to be more like Delit and then maybe Bruno. But
I would like Mason Mount to be back as much as we're probably not going to touch on it. His work rate creates that urgency. Like, because he runs so much, he's so busy that it creates like chaos in a way for the other team, and it makes our players actually press with him sometimes. So it'd be nice. I think he's an important player for us. And see you, Yoni.
Adam just kicked me out. I don't know why. Doesn't like me.
Adam was saying before he went to kick you out.
I'm actually on my other computer trying to get some other stuff.
It's all right, mate.
I mean, I'm looking towards our next game. So we don't play again until the 4th. Leeds play Liverpool on the 1st.
Yeah.
And I could argue that we'll have more rest going into this game, but it's the same thing that happened in this game as well. And this was alluded to in the comments earlier as well, where it's like they only had 3 days rest after playing a very tough game and went ahead and did this. This does not give me a lot of positivity saying, and this time we have 5 days in between and New Year's, so between there. Yeah. And I don't trust these players with their discipline off the pitch right now. I'll flat out say it.
Look, Leeds worries me. Leeds really worries me, mate.
Fire right now for them up
front. They are so good.
I forget the. Isn't Aronson injured for them? I think
he played the other day for him. He got an assist for Calvin Lewin. He might have got injured in the game. I don't remember.
Because I think, but Calvert-Lewin has been on fire lately. He scored 5 or something like that. Like
he's on.
Did you see the
7 games or something like that?
Did you see the map of like where his goals are? Like I don't know if it's legit or not. It's like just like a straight line where every goal is in the same spot.
But that's a striker, man. Doesn't matter. Like that's the one thing. There was an interview Erling Haaland did with Alan Shearer and Gary Lineker, and his point was, I don't care what goal I score as long as a ball counts as a goal. Like he just says, that's all I care about.
Yeah.
He goes, I'm happy for people to sit there and say I just don't touch the ball and I tap it in from the inside the 6-yard box. And he goes, they're the goals that I love to take.
That's exactly what Ruud van Nistelrooy used to say too.
Goal's a goal.
Yeah, one touch, put it on target. You don't need to do all this crazy stuff. No, just get it in the back of the net.
Yep, done. Move on. That's it. Bang, goal. See you later.
Look, we can talk about this game forever, I suppose, but you know what? I've got to say I'm over it. I'm over talking about this game.
Did you blame the ref? I just want to know, did you blame the ref? Because I don't. Honestly, he wasn't giving fouls, but he was doing that for both teams.
Exactly what we said, word for word.
All of us. We all said the same thing.
Yeah. I just said Cunha's on the ground too much.
But here's this is my biggest wonder right now. Who in this squad is going to step up in front of the entire squad and say, we need to get this back in line, get this together ahead of our next match? Because this last comment is I agree wholeheartedly with this last comment from about Leeds playing 2 up top, full throttle physical team in form like that, and we're at Ellen Road. Yeah. But who's gonna step up for this team and say we need to get it together ahead of them right now? Who's gonna put any?
I don't like us playing 3 at the back against a 2 up top. To be fair, I think that's fucking asking for trouble. But
they break easily down left and right hand side, regardless. Like we struggled against Wolves today, and Leeds play much better than Wolves. They play a better style of football.
They play 4-4-2, but they play with like 2 and one of the. If we play the 3 along the back and they play the 2 strikers, one will drop in and then he'll peel out wide, which will just drag a defender out. So that's why Calvert-Lewin's going to have so much space in that box.
Yes.
That's for another time to talk about that.
Yeah, we're playing 5 across the midfield as well too. That's going to be a big issue for us as well too.
Yeah.
I really hope we have Delete or Maguire back for that game because we need somebody who's like the same strength that Calvert-Lewin has and kind of like just
match him physically, 100%.
Yeah.
Fun times. Nice way to end the year. Woo! I loved it. I was at the gym, I was running. First goal, I'm like, yeah, Zerks, woo, yeah. And then second goal, I'm like, every time.
I've got let's finish it up here. Big ups from Detroit, Michigan. Today was mostly on the players not turning up and thinking because it's Wolves, the worst team arguably in history of the Prem. Shit. Yeah. Look,
they are points-wise, but
yeah. Look, we've spoken on Le Mans. We can keep going around in circles and keep talking about the same crap all the time. We're moving forward to Leeds. Hopefully, we picked up another draw. It keeps us in the top half. It's New Year's Eve here in Australia today, so it's our last pod for the year. I want to thank everyone for coming on. Thank you to Devon. Unfortunately, Big Mikey got stuck at work and he couldn't come on today. But I think we started this pod 6 months ago or something like that. We've created a good following at the moment. Thank you to everyone that was on Instagram and that. Please follow us on YouTube and things like that. We're building on YouTube. Everyone's coming on now. There's, comments coming in from everywhere, and it makes our job a lot easier on here if we're answering questions and discussing football. And we love each other's company as much as like we nearly talk to each other every single day. There's nothing better than getting on here and having a chat. I still wish I apologize to the people on TikTok. I can't get on there. We're nearly at 4,000 followers on there. They get all the shorts and everything like that. We're trying to do a bit more of that stuff as well. So happy New Year to everyone. Please be safe overnight. Enjoy your time. Happy New Year to you, Devon. I know you're coming into New Year's Eve. It's I think it's like 7 or 8 p.m. there now.
Yeah.
So best wishes to you and your family and everyone like that. So we still follow this team. We still love United, and hopefully over the next few days we can all find some bargains in memorabilia, because that will cheer us up over the next few days. So
on good note, only 2 losses in 3 months.
Yeah, fuck. Thank you, Yanni. 2 losses.
Yeah.
We've only won 2 games in 3 months. So anyway, we'll talk to you later. See you later,
everybody.
Yeah, Happy New Year.
Yeah.
Be safe, everybody.
Happy New Year.
Cantona.